Hey there, it's Brent Clayton here from Recruitment.com, and in today's video I'm going to run through the requirements for a firefighter here in Australia. So the requirements you need to meet in order to be eligible to become a firefighter in Australia, and the objectives that you need to become good at in order to beat the competition and get yourself a job. In order, submission of an application, whether that be a resume, cover letter sort of thing, or an online type application. You've got to meet the minimum requirements. Cognitive exam or aptitude exams, it's also known, the physical aptitude test, also known as a PAT test. Then there'll be an interview, psychological assessment, which can also include your emotional intelligence, work safety, talent screener, and just general psychological profiling. Then there'll be a medical assessment, a reference check, and hopefully a job offer. So submitting an application. Online application submissions for ARF, QFES, SA, MFS, DFES, Fire and Rescue New South Wales, Metropolitan Fire Brigade in Melbourne and the Country Fire Authority. Email applications for the Northern Territory, and actual document submissions apply for the ACT, and the Tasmanian Fire Service. That's as of 2017, and that will change, so you've got to go and check that stuff as you go through. So make sure that you read the website and the advertisement properly so that you comply with all the details that are in that. Because they're very ruthless at this point. If you don't get anything right or don't comply with one of the requirements, they're more than happy to cut you out of the process and focus on someone that can. So I've just listed some of the really common requirements that you need to include. So you've got an application, resume, cover letter. So a lot of them are moving away from your cover letter type things, but most of them still require. So make sure that you're really well researched and drilled and you know yourself going into this. If you need more help on this particular subject, I've got an excellent resource in our membership coaching and also at fireserviceinterview.com. So go and check those out if you want to figure out a way to get the edge for yourself moving forward. So the psychological assessment, there's so many different names for this, but depends which service you're applying to. This one cuts out so many people. It's such a bigger culling tool than I first thought it was, because it goes towards building your profile for the fire service. They've obviously got a profile which they've come up with for the sort of perfect or what would make a good firefighter, and this goes towards that tremendously. So it can come in the form of an emotional intelligence test, a work safety type test, a talent screener to sort of show where your talents lie, and a general profiling, personality profiling to see what sort of personality you've got and if that will fit into the role of a firefighter and a team. So there's a couple of URLs here you can go check out for help with that on the website, so check them out if you're struggling with that or if you just want to make sure that you've got it covered. And the last one's a medical assessment. So successful applicants are offered a job depending on the result of a medical in most cases. So if you do have a medical ailment or something like that that may prevent you from going forward, I suggest that in your planning towards becoming a successful applicant, that you make sure that you're on top of this before it becomes a problem, because I've seen guys have to sit out 2 years that they wouldn't have to have sat out if they had have known what to do leading up to it, instead of leaving it till the last minute and then in fact missing out on the job because of something that they could have overcome if they had known what they were doing. So make sure you cross that. Then we've got reference checks. So it requires a number of reference checks. It may vary per service, and when they check them may also vary. And that'll be coupled with a sort of police check, background check, to make sure you're all above board there. So when you're doing your reference checks, just make sure that they're going to be good references. I know that sounds simple, but you'd be surprised what some people don't consider when they're putting an application in. And don't burn your bridges there, so that's a really good ethos to work with throughout your life, but it's also going to help you get a job with the fire service here in Australia. So other requirements that are specific to the service that you're applying to may include specific first aid qualifications, a swimming certification, physical clearance prior to the PAT test. That's often something that you have to bring along with you to the test itself. Driving history records and a criminal history or police check. So make sure, this sort of comes back to the original thing that I talked about, make sure you look at the detail of the application process with the service so that you don't get discounted because of something really minor on the way through. So yeah. So this might be your first time you're applying for a job with the fire service in Australia, or it could be your second, third, fourth or fifth time. If you really want to make sure that you've given yourself the best possible chance going forward and you don't want to leave anything to chance or any opportunity on the table, check out our website at firerecruitmentaustralia.com. Check out the membership there and look at the ways that we can help you get through the process and ensure that you don't spend 1 or 2 years that you didn't have to sitting out of the process. I hope you found this informative and helpful. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them below this video or email us at info@firerecruitmentaustralia.com. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brent Clayton. This is firerecruitmentaustralia.com. I'll see you next time.